Hey guys, and welcome to a video over the veteran melee weapons. A couple of you guys have asked for this, and I figured I was going to do it once the crafting system came out, but a lot of you are requesting that I talk about what is a good melee weapon for a veteran, what are some stats, perks, and blessings you should be looking out for. As we go through the video, we're going to be showing the stat block, the weapon, what some of the icons mean, some of the blessings, my personal recommendations for the blessings, and the general recommended blessings for your weapon. Do note that since the crafting system is not out yet, there's no guarantee on what you can have together and what you can't have together, in case there's a reason that they are locked out, or any other reason, because Fat Shark. So let's dive right into it. We're going to be talking about the veteran's most meta melee weapon right now, and why it's meta. The Munitorum MK3 Power Sword. The Power Sword has 5 different modifiers: cleave damage, cleave targets, damage, finesse, and mobility. On screen, you will see its 3 actions and what they mean. Now you'll see the available traits. You can see that for the Power Sword, there are 7 available traits. As you look through them, you can also see that each one of them has a percentage for a min and a max roll that it can have. Now, if you're taking the Power Sword to deal specifically with Crushers, I would recommend that your Power Sword has Rampage and Slaughterer. If you are taking your Power Sword to be a Horde Sweeper, I recommend taking Savage Sweep and Sunderer. Next, in no particular order, we're going to be talking about the other melee weapons. Starting with the standard issue Munitorum Sapper Shovel. It has a damage, defenses, first target, mobility, and penetration modifier. The 3 modifiers you're going to be looking for are going to be damage, penetration, and first target. Mobility and defenses do not matter here. Next are going to be its 3 actions, and then its 8 available traits. Again, like with the other available traits, they all have a percentage based of a min and a max. Next, if you are looking for my recommended available traits, I would recommend Decimator, and I would recommend Skull Crusher. Realistically, a lot of these for the shovel are actually pretty good, except for maybe All for Nothing, because it's pretty much a nothing and worthless perk. Next, we're going to be talking about the Chainaxe, because I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce the rest of that, because that is some shenanigans, and I am not confident enough to say it. So it is just the Chainaxe. Modifiers are damage, defenses, mobility, penetration, and shredder. The 3 you're going to be looking for are damage, penetration, and shredder. Next are its 3 actions, followed by its 7 available traits. My recommendations are going to be Bloodletter and Slaughterer. Realistically, you could use any of these, but again, I highly recommend Bloodletter, especially if you are doing any bleed build with your veteran, or if anybody else is doing a bleed build on their characters, as these will cause enemies to just shred apart. Next, we're going to be talking about the Cadia MK4 Assault Chainsword. These modifiers are damage, finesse, mobility, penetration, and shredder. Just like on the last one, you're going to be looking for damage, penetration, and shredder. Your actions are here. For this one, you have 10 available traits. Again, I would recommend Bloodletter and Shred, but with this one, there's 2 different shred abilities. Realistically, any of these could perform the job you want, but if you're doing this for crowd control and not single target, you're going to want to focus on the crowd control abilities of Savage Sweep and Wraith. Next, we're going to be talking about the Atrox, or Atrox, depending on how you want to pronounce that. Mark 7 Tactical Axe. Remember, there are different levels, but once you hit max level, you are only going to see the highest level in your shop, which have critical bonus, damage, finesse, mobility, and penetration. Damage, critical bonus, and penetration are going to be the 3 that you are looking for. Available traits, there are 7. You are going to want to take Decimator and Head Taker, but Decapitator and Shred are also very good. Next up, we have another bullshit name that I'm not going to pronounce, but it is the Mark VIII Combat Axe. Modifiers are damage, finesse, first target, mobility, and penetration. You're going to be wanting to focus damage, first target, and penetration. Next are its available actions. Next up, we are going to look at its 9 available traits. This again, since it is a single target, you're going to want to be looking at Decimator and Shred, although Decapitator is also very good with Thunderous. Next up, we have the Antax Mark V Combat Axe. With damage, finesse, first target, mobility, and penetration, we're going to be looking for damage, first target, and penetration. These are its available actions. And then its available traits. We have 9. Again, it's another single target axe. You're going to want to be looking for Decimator and Shred, Decapitator and Thunderous, or Head Taker are also very good. And then last but not least, we have the Rashad Mark II Combat Axe. Damage, finesse, first target, mobility, and penetration. You're going to be looking at damage and penetration. Here are its actions. And then its 9 available traits. Just like all the other axes, you're going to want to be looking at Decimator, Decapitator, Head Taker, Shred, and Thunderous. Now, this little bit here at the end is just my personal recommendations on what you should take if you are planning on playing. The upsides and the downsides real quick. So, if you are using a bolter, you can realistically take any melee weapon. Now, I would not recommend the combat blade. I would not recommend any axes. The Chainaxe and the Chainsword, while very good, have a clear downside right now. So, if you use the special attack for the Chainaxes, you are stuck in an animation. You cannot block cancel, you cannot dodge cancel. You cannot do anything to get out of that animation. If you are stuck in that animation, everybody and their mother is going to beat your ass down to the ground like you owe them $350, and then you realize the person beating you down is the Loch Ness Monster. But I digress. It is still a very good weapon, despite its overarching flaws, and is a very, very good weapon to take with you. The Devil's Claw is also very, very good if you are not planning on taking anything else besides the bolter. Very good at crowd control. But it's very clear that the Power Sword reigns king for a reason. It has the best cleave, and it has the best damage, it has some of the best modifiers and output, and it puts it miles above every other weapon. So, realistically, if you're taking anything else than the Power Sword, you gotta have a good reason why. And that's pretty much how the weapons break down in Darktide. I wish I could help out more, but at the end of the day, it's take the Power Sword forehead, and then just find some good modifiers. Hopefully when crafting comes out, we'll actually be able to build our swords, and we won't have to sit there like a mongoloid every hour on the hour hoping to get a good Power Sword, and then just transcend it only to get shafted by Hadron with her gigantic, enormous... Anyway, I hope that helps, and I hope you guys find a weapon that is a perfect role or works perfectly for you in your basis of your character and its build. In the next episode, we'll be talking about what weapons we're taking. Again, if you're taking anything other than a bolter, it has to be a good reason. But I will see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. Stay awesome. And get to popping heads out there, veterans.